Hello, how's everyone doing? Yeah, my name is Duku, but some people know me as Count Duku from Star Wars. Put your hands up if you know Count Duku. Beautiful. Let's practice saying it, okay? When I say count, I want you to say Duku. Ready? Count. Duku. Count. Duku. Beautiful. Is there anyone in here called Luke? Yeah. Hey, Luke, I'm your father. When was the last time you made a spontaneous decision? What did you do? Where did you end up? And how did you feel? Now I want to ask you, if you were to decide to come up with a spontaneous decision, a spontaneous goal, it doesn't matter what it is, and you told yourself that a year from now, exactly on this day, this time next year, that you would do whatever it took to achieve this goal, would you do it? If so, whose life do you think you will impact? These were some of the questions I was asking myself on the 2nd of May, 2015. On this day, just like some of you, I had finished high school the year before, and after being accepted into university, I didn't know if I made the right course decision. On the morning of the 2nd of May, 2015, my energy was drained. I was feeling sluggish, and I didn't want to go to my 8:30 a.m. morning lecture. I think we have all felt like this at some point in our life. And so what I did in that moment, after going on YouTube and searching motivation to study, I came across a video of the world-renowned motivational speaker, Eric Thomas. In the video, Eric was speaking to a group of Which franchise owners. Now, Which is a company that sells sandwiches. And the only place you can find a Which is in the United States of America. After watching the video and asking myself the questions I asked you guys earlier, I was like, you know what? Forget it. A year from now, I'm going to eat a Which. I'm going to do whatever it takes to eat this sandwich. That evening, when I got home, I decided I was going to do 3 things until I ate this sandwich. The first one was I told myself that I would have shower with cold water every single day until I ate the sandwich. The second thing I told myself was that I was not going to listen to any music. Instead, I would listen to audiobooks and motivational audios every single day until I ate that sandwich. The third thing I told myself was that I was going to write down reflective words every single day describing my day until I ate that sandwich. When I started writing the reflection, I also started thinking of different ideas of how I could make money and then fly to the United States. If I was going to buy a plane ticket to fly over there just to eat the sandwich, I was going to do it. I started thinking of different ways of how I could make money and then fly over there and then eat this sandwich. The first thing I told myself was, why don't I develop an app? It's going to make money, and then I'm going to eat the sandwich. And then I realized I can't develop apps. The second thing I told myself was, why don't I become a model? And then I realized I was too short. Why don't I go into agriculture? It was too broad. Why don't I write a book? My English sucks, I can't write. And then I was like, why don't I become a speaker? Nope, I have speech impediment. That's no way. But I needed to do something, anything, to achieve this spontaneous goal. And then I remembered back in high school, one thing my teachers always told me was that I talk too much. Duku, could you please shut up? They knew if I was on one side. If I was on one side and they moved me on the other side, I would be talking. I knew everyone was. Be quiet. Sir, do you know how to make $1 million? No, how? 1,000 times 1,000 is $1 million. If you pay me $1,000, every time I talk for 1,000 times, I'll become $1 million. Be quiet, you know? Yeah, but I never listened to my teachers. So after I finished high school, I was like, well, I needed to do something to achieve this goal. I'm going to become a speaker, regardless of my speech impediment. On day 108, my little brother and I decided that we're going to make my first motivational video. We didn't have all of the professional equipment, and the camera quality was so bad, but we needed professional lighting. So what he and I decided to do was to go in our bathroom. Because our bathroom had two light switches. The first one was for the normal light, and then the second one was for the heater light. And he and I, we knew that that wasn't the best way to start a dream, but we knew that if we have a dream or a goal and idea and we're going to achieve it, we have to get started. And that's how we got started. The first place I got invited to go to because of my speaking was Hong Kong. Hong Kong was so amazing. It was beautiful. But the problem was there was no witch. The second place I went was Thailand. Thailand was so amazing. I was like, Saudi ka kun sabadi mai, kuntua lai pom tu Duku. I love Thailand. But guess what the problem was? No languages. In Thailand, I continued making the videos, and I continued writing down the reflective words every single day. As you can see from there, it was nearly coming to a year, and I was desperate. When I got back to Brisbane, when the 2nd of May, 2016 came, I didn't achieve my spontaneous goal. I didn't eat the sandwich. I was devastated. In that moment, I told myself, well, you've been writing reflections for a whole year. You can stop writing reflections now. You can now start listening to music, but you cannot stop having sour with cold water until you eat this sandwich. And what I did was I ended up getting the image. This was the one I wanted to eat. I got the image, and I put it as my screensaver. And I continued making the videos, but because I was inspiring people, and my video was being shared on social media, I ended up getting invited to represent Australia at the United Nations headquarters in New York for the General Youth Assembly. When this happened, I reached out to my old high school to see if they could cover my flight costs. They said, of course, but we need you to come back to school and present in front of the teachers, the parents, and the students. I was like, of course. When I went back and I spoke, everyone gave me a standing ovation. And when I went to the back of the room, the teacher that told me I talked too much came up to me, looked me in the eyes, and she was like, Duku, you still talk too much. Me being cheeky, I was like, I know, but I'm getting paid now. Being invited to represent Australia at the United Nations headquarters, everyone was so excited for me. I was excited for myself, but I was more excited about the fact that I was finally going to eat the sandwich. Before I went, I started preparing. Because it was winter in Australia, I prepared a lot of heavy clothing because I knew if it was winter in the US, it snows. I wanted to be ready. And when that happened, and when I got on the plane to fly over there, I also ended up listing the opening and closing time of the witch sandwich on the weekdays. I wanted to be ready. And when I got on the flight to New York, it was a 21-hour flight, but in that 21 hours, I didn't sleep. I knew if I fell asleep, I may wake up in my bed and finding out that everything was a dream. I couldn't afford that, not after a year. And when I got to New York, when I stepped out of the airport, to my surprise, it was really hot. By the time I got to my hotel, it was 6:30 p.m. Checking my phone, I found out that the witch was closing at 9 because I had written it down. And the newest sandwich was 2 hours away from my hotel. The Uber was going to cost $100, and then the sandwich was going to cost $9. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to achieve my dream. In that moment, I called an Uber. Everyone, when they get an Uber, they're counting down the minutes. I was counting down the second. When the Uber came, we started driving there. I was so excited. And then I ended up telling the driver why we were going to this sandwich place. And he started laughing. He's like, I watched Harold and Kumar go to White Castle, but I've never heard of someone going to eat a sandwich internationally. I told him it's not just about the sandwich. With what I do, I saw people that if you have a goal or an idea, it doesn't matter what it is. If you made it, you need to make it happen. And it's best if you can achieve it when you're supposed to do it, but if you can't do it when you're supposed to do it, it's better to do it later than never. He was so inspired, he told me, you know what? Duku, I'm going to drive you to this sandwich place, we're going to eat the sandwich together, and then I'm going to drive you 2 hours back for free. He was excited, I was excited, we were both excited, we were going to eat the sandwich together. When we had 2 minutes to get to this sandwich place, we found out that the road we were supposed to use was blocked. It was 8:46 p.m. 14 minutes. I'm like, no. I came all the way here. I'm going to make it. I told the Uber driver, I'm going to run for it. He said, go ahead. I'll find a way, and then I'll find you there. In that moment, I got my phone. I got my camera out, and then I started running to the place. My eyesight became blurry, but my vision was clearer than ever. I could envision the sandwich. It was on my screensaver. I could taste it, the smoothie, the way I would be drinking on it. I was running when I was 200 meters away. I could see the building. I could see the light was still on. I could see the logo. And I've been running this race for more than a year. When I saw that, I doubled my speed. When I was 50 meters away, dreams do come true in New York. When I was when I was 15 meters away, this is it. No one can tell me I can't achieve my dream. 5 meters, 4 meters, 3 meters. As I reached for the door, I closed my eyes, and as I pulled, I was like, I got pulled back. I'm like, no, this can't be happening. I went to the other side. This door was closed. I went to the other side. I started pulling. What's happening? Both of the doors were closed. They were supposed to be open. They have 7 more minutes. What's happening? The light was still on. I'm looking inside the building. Where's everyone? No one was there for assistance. I could see the menu. I could see the sandwich. I could see the smoothie. I could see the price. I had the money. I have been running this race for more than a year. Where was everyone? I needed to find an answer. I started walking around the building, and on one side of the building, I found a 2-sided notice board. On one side of the notice board, it says, on summer breaks, we close at 4:30 p.m. Well, isn't it winter? In Brisbane, it's winter. But it's supposed to, wait a minute. If it's everything in the US is opposite. If it's winter, I came in summer break. Are you telling me they were not open ever since my plane landed? No, this can't be. I needed more answer. And when I went to the other side of the notice board, it says, on Sundays, we don't open. Isn't it Monday? I'm supposed to be here. Oh, the US is a day behind. In that moment, I started going through the 7 stages of grief. The first stage was denial. But after accepting the fact that they were closed, I started thinking, Duku, at first it was just about you. It was about you making this spontaneous goal to eat this sandwich in another country. And because of this, you have been having sour with cold water for more than a year. Look at the thick skin you have developed. Because of this, you've been listing down reflective words. Because of this, you started following your dream. Because of this, you're speaking so much, you don't have speech impediment anymore. You're inspiring people all over around the world. At first, it was about you. It was about how I could become better, how I could achieve my goal. But now, looking back, looking at where I was, it wasn't just about me anymore. I was at a place where people are reaching out to me saying how I'm inspiring and empowering them, and how they're inspiring and empowering other people because of me. I was at a place where people shared their stories with me and saying how I impact and change their life. And because of that, I was now representing a whole continent at the United Nations headquarters. When I first entered the General Assembly building, tears started coming down my eyes. And I started walking back, but my friend saw me. He pulled me on the side. He's like, why are you crying? I told him I'm not supposed to be here. I'm just a kid from a refugee camp, you know? When my family, I came from a refugee camp. I was born in a refugee camp. I lived there for 10 years. When I came to Australia, I couldn't speak English. I was bullied. When I was in grade 10, I got sent away from my school. I've never heard of a kid who was born in a refugee camp going to the UN. Yes, I have seen many people going to the UN headquarters, but I've never seen a kid from a refugee camp going to the UN headquarters. But well, if you've never seen someone doing it, it means that it has been waiting for you. If you've never seen doing it, guess what? Now the other kids have seen you doing it, and now they can look up to you. You are here because you are a champion to the kids who were born in the camps. You are a champion to the kids who were bullied, to the kids who have speech impediment. You are here to the kids who got sent away from their school. You are here because of the kids who people are telling them they can't achieve their dream, but they keep watching you every single day because you make them feel like they can achieve their dream. You're a champion to me. You're a champion to your family. Now I want you to go back there and then do whatever you do. I was left speechless. But if you guys are wondering, yes, for the last 3 years, I have continued having shower with cold water, and I haven't made any other spontaneous decision. The only decision I made was to write a book about my journey of eating the sandwich, because up to today, I still haven't eaten that sandwich, and I'm not going to stop having shower with cold water until I achieve my dream. My name is Duku, and may the force be with you guys. Thank you very much.